Welcome to Sports Sunday. I'm Brooke Grimsley. As we know, places and events are starting to welcome people and fans back inside, which means that St. Louis can start hosting big national and international events once again. After having to postpone last year due to the pandemic, the U.S. Olympic trials for the gymnastics is back on, and they'll be happening here in St. Louis soon. The U.S. Olympic trials for gymnastics was supposed to take place at Enterprise Center last year, but as we know, a lot of things have changed since then. Now looking ahead, they will take place this June at a new location, the Dome at America Center, from June 24th through the 27th. This is for the men's and women's gymnastics teams as they prepare for the Tokyo Olympic Games. This is a huge opportunity for fans to see some of the best athletes in the world and bring in more revenue for the area. I spoke to the St. Louis Sports Commission via Zoom about why they moved to the Dome and what that will mean for fans.
The system is still coming together. But we did have to make the move from Enterprise Center to the Dome for really two reasons. One was the capacity issue. You know, we had sold out the event and we had no tickets left to sell as of January of last year, of 2020. And so we knew there was a lot of demand to go to the event. And, you know, prior to the news from last week, you know, there was the news that, you know, we were going to have reduced capacity. So we knew if we took the event to the Dome, we would get more capacity. More people could go and watch the event. So that was number one. Number two was safety. You know, by going to the Dome, it allows us to spread out a little bit. It allows us to protect the athletes because that's our main goal is selecting this team and getting these athletes off to Tokyo and safely, you know, and ready to go. So capacity and safety were the two primary issues.
I know that, of course, everything, as you just mentioned there, is just ever changing with everything with COVID-19 and protocols and restrictions. But do you guys know, so it was sold out at Enterprise, but now are we going to be expanding capacity here at the Dome? And do you know how much capacity of tickets will be available again here?
Yes, that's our plan. Our plan is to increase capacity. So when we made the move over, we are looking at attendance of about 10,000. Now with this news that we have, we are looking to increase capacity. We are not going to go 100% capacity. That is not our intention. We still have to keep the safety of the athletes in mind and all those that are involved with the event. So we are going to be somewhere north of 10,000, but we don't have an exact capacity number yet. But it's going to be a great show. And I know we'll get more people in there. It'll feel great. And you know, I think the energy in that building is going to be a little bit louder now since we can add more people.
Is it just exciting to bring more national events here and have fans being able to enjoy that again, slowly but surely?
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, putting thousands of people and allowing those people to experience Olympic gymnastics. Simone Biles and company are just incredible athletes. And for us to be able to allow people to see them live instead of on TV is so wonderful. And just the atmosphere that's going to be in downtown St. Louis over that week. Because keep in mind, the Olympic trials is 4 days, but we also have the USA Gymnastics Championships that's going on at the same time. That'll be within the Dome itself and within the convention center. And also there is what they call a congress or a convention by USA Gymnastics. They're going to take the other halls. So every inch of America Center is filled, you know, with visitors, with athletes, with media, with fans that are coming in for those, what amounts to be 7 days of gymnastics. So St. Louis is truly the epicenter of gymnastics over those 7 days.
What a great event to look forward to. Also on the horizon, what will likely be a busy offseason for the Blues. Last weekend, their season came to a close after the Avalanche swept them in the first round. This week, the Blues held their final media Zooms before heading off into the offseason. For the second straight season, the Blues were eliminated from the playoffs in the first round. While it was tough, it's not hard to believe that they were outmatched against Colorado. While head coach Craig Berube said that they wouldn't use injuries as an excuse for their performance during the playoffs, it was clear that maybe the year of core guys going in and out of the lineup due to injuries eventually took a toll on the Blues, especially losing your leading scorer David Perron and two defensemen Justin Falk and Robert Bortuzzo against the Avs. The Blues admitted this week that the chemistry was off between them and they need to get it back for next season.
You know, it starts with myself. I have to be better and get better and do things, you know, differently to build it, and other guys as well. So it's, yeah, this is where we sort it out. Take this time to rest and get the hunger back and go from there.
I find it was a little bit maybe harder to become a team and get to really know your teammates compared to previous years. And I think this is what this team is really built on. It's built on culture. It's built on team game, guys playing hard for one another each and every night. And that's starting with maybe getting to know your teammates and playing hard for one another. And I think we have to get back to that.
I think we got a strong core here and some very talented young players, and I think it's about becoming more connected, which happens with time and experiences. And I think we can compete with anyone, and we'll see what happens this off season, but just refresh and be prepared and ready to play on time starting next season.
So what's next for the Blues? As I mentioned, a very busy summer. We have the NHL expansion draft coming up and, of course, free agency. 9 Blues players are in various forms of free agency, one of those core guys being Jaden Schwartz. He may hit the market this offseason. The person behind making all those moves will be Blues general manager Doug Armstrong. Here's what he had to say about their plan moving forward.
Well, I think this will be an active year, not only potentially here in St. Louis, but around the league. Anytime you have expansion, you have teams trying to do what's best for them, whether it's not exposing players to Seattle, making trades in which they feel they're in a better spot, or just giving Seattle a list of players, and then a flat cap for the foreseeable future. So I think it's going to be an interesting summer. Well, there'll be a lot of change. Time is going to tell. I think Schwartz is a player that we talked to last before the season, and he was very adamant that he was comfortable waiting, and I understood that too. He was going through a lot of things personally, and now we have until the end of July to figure out if this relationship is going to continue.
There have been so many great moments in the history of Busch Stadium. Tonight on The Flashback, the dramatic Major League debut of Cardinals top prospect Oscar Taveras. That's ahead on Sports Sunday right after the break.